there, but let me go to politics first and foremost, because Mike Davis, kind enough to join us right at the top of the hour, founder of Article 3 Project. When I tell you, former law clerk of Justice Neil Gorsuch, former chief counsel for nominations for the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary. Mike's been speaking the truth for years on the show now, and we appreciate it. Mike, welcome back to the show. Great to have you with us, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's good. So now there's a lawsuit that you're bringing toward Chief Justice John Roberts, Mike Davis. Tell us about that, please.
Well, there are many legal issues before the Supreme Court, but I say this for the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice has allowed these activist judges to sabotage the President of the United States. And the most egregious example of this is you have these activist judges who are telling the President of the United States, as Commander-in-Chief, he cannot deport foreign terrorists. He cannot get foreign terrorists the hell out of our country. And on Good Friday, 7 justices of the Supreme Court, including Commanding General John Roberts and the 6 lieutenant generals on the Supreme Court, did the unthinkable. They actually enjoined the President of the United States, which is not even constitutional to enjoin the President. You can enjoin other officers who work for the President, but you cannot enjoin the President. And they did this in his Commander-in-Chief role when he's conducting military operations to deport Tren de Aragua and MS-13. It's just unthinkable. That injunction, that unconstitutional injunction, is still pending against the President of the United States, and he's in limbo. And the Supreme Court has not provided further direction. They've not enjoyed. And it's inexcusable that the Chief Justice of the United States has allowed this to happen. And I would say this: if the Chief Justice refuses to get his judicial house in order, Congress must do it for him. And Congress must do it through the power of the purse, by cutting off the federal judiciary's funding. Like, for example, the Chief Justice allowed $2 billion to go out the door by Judge Ali, this radical new judge in D.C., the first Muslim, the first Arab, as he brags, to go out the door, foreign aid to go out the door without the President doing a national security review. So if the Chief Justice is going to allow $2 billion to go out the door and get pissed away and sent to Hamas to kill Americans, then that should come from somewhere. There needs to be a consequence. And so it should come out of the federal judiciary's $10 billion annual budget. And Congress needs to step up. Congress needs to look at their funding. Congress needs to hold oversight hearings. Congress needs to look at their jurisdiction. And Congress needs to start opening impeachment probes for the most lawless and dangerous judges, like Judge Boasberg, who exposed an ongoing military operation and put American and allied lives in great danger.
Mike, we appreciate it, man, because sometimes you watch, as lay people, most of us are, and don't have your legal knowledge. We see the atrocities happening and unfolding with the judicial system across America. This guy, Roberts, if I could just stop here for a second, he was appointed by George W. Bush, and he's like this. You would think a conservative, but he's not even balanced. That's this guy. This guy always votes hard left, Chief Justice John Roberts. And you and I talked about this. What about that leak? What about the Supreme Court leak? Remember that? That just goes away, Mike. That just goes away. A leak from the Supreme Court. He never addressed it, correct?
Yeah, I would say this, and I actually like the Chief Justice. I clerked for Justice Gorsuch, and I like him personally, John Roberts. But I would say this to the Chief Justice: you have failed to do your job as the Chief Justice of the United States when you have allowed these radical activist judges to sabotage the President's core Article 2 powers. This is an assault on American voters. This is a repudiation of American voters by lifetime appointed, paycheck protected federal judges who have no reason to be in this political lane. This is not judicial review. This is judicial sabotage. And I say this to these judges: when you take off your judicial robes and you climb into the political arena and you throw political punches, expect powerful political counterpunches from the Article 3 projects, because this is unacceptable. This is dangerous to our republic when these activist judges become political actors. And is the president supposed to report to 670 district court judges around the country on everything he does?
That's exactly right. It's insane. And now this is a lawsuit that was. Are you working with Stephen Miller on this, if I may ask?
Well, I have to be careful what I say on particular lawsuits on who I'm working with. But,
Okay.
Look, the Article 3 project is an independent outside organization. We are very much aligned with President Trump, but we are very actively going to defend the president of the United States, Donald Trump, like we did before the election when we ferociously defended him against the unprecedented Republican lawfare. We turned lemons into lemonade. Everyone thought Trump was toast after the Mar-a-Lago raid, and now he's back in the White House. And we're going to continue to support President Trump every step of the way, every day for the next 4 years to make sure he succeeds, because President Trump has about a 30% chance in 4 years to save our country, including the massive debt we're in, including the illegal immigrant invasion we're experiencing, the incursion from Venezuela with Tren de Aragua. If President Trump does not succeed, our country is doomed to fail. He has to succeed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We appreciate your fight, Mike Davis. We really do. And also, you're the guy that told us about Fannie Willis in Fulton County, Georgia, bringing the president of the United States down for a mugshot, bringing Mayor Giuliani down for a mugshot. What was that? You called it, and then Jack Smith, now he's gone away. They raid Mar-a-Lago. They raid Melania Trump's room. It was inexcusable. And then your favorite, Tish James, who the Attorney General, going through and bringing Donald Trump's children in to the courtroom, and the whole the Alvin Bragg situation as well. What a nightmare! But you listen, it's all going away. But let me ask you this, Mike Davis, if I may, before we let you go, sir. And we chatted about it earlier this morning. Is Donald Trump appointing the judges that we need? Because isn't that the answer? Getting these, as Elon Musk says, these activists in robe the heck out of there, and Donald Trump could start appointing. He's got to do like a couple hundred of these judges, I guess, Mike, correct?
Yeah, let me say this. Big Tish James, remember when you went after President Trump for the non-fraud of paying back sophisticated Wall Street banks on time in full as agreed with interest, because Big Tish said Trump overvalued Mar-a-Lago, which is absurd. Big Tish, she better lawyer up, because it looks like her fat ass lied on a Virginia home application. She said it was her primary residence when, by New York statute, she has to live in New York to be the Attorney General. So I imagine that federal prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia are hunting Big Tish's fat ass right now, and she might be on the receiving end of an indictment. So justice is coming, sweetheart. Lawyer up.
Mike Davis, the one, the only. And Mike, thank you for the fight, my brother, founder of Article 3 Project. Please come back when you can, Michael.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, brother. Yes, I do.